Big Shell, and welcome to another edition of Fighters Fury, episode 8. And today, the interview will be with Laughing Hyena. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, and thank you for having me on your show.
Okay, cool. For our listeners out there, can you explain to everybody out there just who is Laughing Hyena?
Laughing Hyena, well, Laughing Hyena, the name itself is a funny name. Actually, my girl gave me the name. At first, it was supposed to be a name for a video game company that I was planning to start years ago, but as always, life pretty much kicks you in the ass and tells you to hold on for it for a bit. But other than, the Laughing Hyena, the name itself is because if you get me laughing and you get me going, my laugh itself is very addictive. So hence the laughing part, and the hyena, besides being a noble animal and whatnot, and hyena is one of my favorite animals as well. So it pretty much come together and pretty much stuck. A lot of people kept calling me Hyena for almost 4 years now, and it pretty much stuck.
Okay, all right. How did you get into fighting games?
Fighting games, I've been playing fighting games for almost, say, 18, 19 years now. Ever since back in the 80s, back in Jersey City, New Jersey. For those who don't know what Jersey City is, this used to be a mall there called the Hudson Mall. And there used to be a little arcade. And from there, first time I went in there, walked in, first time I saw Street Fighter. And not a small cabinet Street Fighter, but one of the very huge cabinet Street Fighters that it had two huge buttons on each side of the control of the joystick, and it was red and blue, and depending on how hard you hit it came out to function. Like, if you just tap on it, short came out. If you hit it real hard, a fierce or roundhouse came out. And from there I got hooked, and then I really got into competitive gaming, especially Street Fighter, when Street Fighter 2 came out, and I'm sure that's where a lot of people got their start. I used to main Blanca, then you mixed it up with Lil Guile and Ryu. But my competition as of now hasn't been as much as it was back then, years ago. Pretty much started playing competitively since Street Fighter Alpha. Did compete in a couple tournaments here and there, and do my best try to keep up with some of the new players that keep popping up out of nowhere. But as of now, I still play competitively. Like, for example, I competed at East Coast Throwdown. Wasn't as practicing as much as I should, so I did horrible. I'm not gonna mention my placement because it's kind of embarrassing, but
Okay.
regardless of that. But no, I love competitive gaming. I will always love competitive gaming. I'm 34 years old compared to most of these young kids out here. 34 years old in the video game competitive scene, considered ancient. But I still compete. I still love competing. I will always compete, and just pretty much what it is.
Now, that sounds kind of eerie. Down to the Street Fighter original with the two buttons, did the same thing. Down to maining Blanca first, then Gal, same thing. 34 years old. I, too, am 34 years old. Oh, man, this is eerie.
It is, man. Because a lot of the old school players. Old school. If I could just remember some of the names that used to go to Chinatown Fair back in the days, when Street Fighter 2 was out, and then all these other fighters came out: Mortal Kombat, Killing Instinct, Primal Rage. All these fighters came out of nowhere, and everyone was competing, and it wasn't. Now, compared then, it's not what it is now. It's not like tournaments, cash money, it's more, back then it was more rep, As soon as you step into the arcade, people look at you like, oh, that's him, put your quarter up, he's next, That's how it is, Me and my friends used to go to Chinatown Fair like every other week. We used to spend our paychecks up in that place, and we played nothing but fighters, straight up fighters, and we gained a little reputation, but not as much as people who will remember us who we were. But I mean, the Hudson Mall arcade, Jersey City Heights arcade. I mean, everywhere we went to, people were like, "Oh, yo, that's him, that's them, yo, put your money away," And you never gonna get a chance to play because they're gonna be stuck in the arcade for the rest of the night. That's how it was back then. It was all about reputation. That people know who you were. It had nothing to do with stats. It had nothing to do with seating. It had nothing to do with any of those things that it is now. And that's some of the things I do miss about old school gaming back in the days before how it is now. It was just more reputation compare of people meeting you in person, like they recognize your face versus seeing your name on a bracket and they don't know who you are. They just know based on you could play well. I mean, that's one of the things as well that of what it is missing as of today, of the respect when it comes to competitive gaming as of now. I mean, the respect is still there. Don't get me wrong. People will always respect other people, but people will always hate other people for no apparent reason, just because that, they look at them, they compare themselves to that person, and like, oh, WTF, what this person has that I don't have, and how come I can't be in the same stage as them? But people will hate, people will praise, and unfortunately, that's how things are.
Okay. All right. And how do you feel about Vanilla and Super Street Fighter 4?
Me personally, when it comes to the technical side, I haven't really had an opportunity to really dove in and really pick it apart like I did with Vanilla. I mean, the subtle changes that you could notice, like certain characters, how much they got nerfed, how much they got beefed, and I mean, like, perfect example, Zangief. He was a beast in Vanilla compared to he is now. Mm-hmm. He's not the same as he was back then, which me being a Bullrog player, I'm thankful for that. But at the same time, now I have to worry about T-Hawk because T-Hawk replaced Geef of how he was in Vanilla. Mm-hmm. And I mean, other than that, I mean, I love the new characters. Don't get me wrong, I'm a little disappointed that some of the characters I was hoping to be there weren't there. Like, a lot of people are going to be like, he doesn't know what he's talking about as soon as I say this name, but Alex from Third Strike, I wish he was there. I know a lot of people are going to agree with me with this. A lot of people were hoping Valento would have been part of the Alpha crew. I am disappointed with Makoto. They really butchered her compared to Third Strike. But I mean, there's a whole bunch of new videos out for her, how you be able to work around her mechanics and how she plays compared to Third Strike. I love the new updates that they put in, like the battles, the endless battle, finally lobbies, which they should have put in the first Street Fighter 4 and Vanilla. A lot of people really enjoy the lobbies, but at the same time, the endless battles can be tedious because if you have like 8 people, you lose, you have to wait. Mm-hmm. And depending who's playing, they can either take forever or it'll be done in a matter of seconds. But I mean, the endless battle gives you more of a tournament feel. You go, compete, you win, you lose, you wait. Unfortunately, that's how it is. And also it's a good tool for a lot of people who've never been to a tournament. It'll give more of an understanding, not the full experience, but more of an understanding of what it is to be part of a tournament. But I mean, I love Capcom. I always support Capcom, and I think they really did a good job with Super Street Fighter 4 versus Vanilla. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would miss a lot of things Vanilla had, like survival mode, stuff that just to kill time. But other than that, they did a good job on the updates on the characters, nerf, beef, whoever. But I mean, no complaints on my end, believe you me. And I'm looking forward to the new DLC when they drop in June.